accepted the role of selfless host and spend the weekend running around without working. Oh dear. And so, Chapter 8, Catching Up. When Tommy continued to struggle with...
Hey mommy, look at this.
So what's there first? Mr. Mystic Hopper. I want to stress that it is perfectly normal for some children to fall behind in a specific area. Tommy will be struggling with reading comprehension, but his verbal and visual abilities are excellent. That said, he won't catch up on his own. He'll need support from both of you. I recommend that you do the attached exercise with Tommy every weekday. Morning, 1 to 2 hours. He'll be unable to focus exclusively at least 2 straight hours, so you need to take intermittent breaks. Use your judgment and stay with it as long as you feel so you can stay engaged. I suggest that you do your sessions in the morning before he tries himself out. Becomes distracting. I feel confident that with a supportive environment and dedicated exercise, you'll catch up to the other children in class. Please be in touch if you have any questions. Dr. Donald Samuels. So, Mr. Tommy is falling behind classes, eh? See. What's this? Really does hate that book. What's this? Bullies.
Blast off.
So there must be something about
Blast off.
Alright. What's going on here? Lynn's letters. Exercises.
Time. This would all be easier if I didn't ever have to sleep. Last night after Linda went to bed, I spent some time, there's that word again, trying to make everything fit. I even drew up a little chart. The math is simple. It doesn't work. Technically, I could still get in 8 hours, assuming I don't eat or need to do anything that's not writing. But what about letters, reading, dealing with Paul? Hell, what about doing the dishes or taking out the trash? Not to mention that knocking off for the day isn't like flipping off a switch. It takes time to crawl out of my head and start functioning like a normal person again. And I can't just split it up into smaller chunks. Sometimes it takes an hour of false starts just to get going on anything usable, and stopping just sends the whole process right back to square one. Something's got to give.
That is true. Perfect schedule, aka the single and attached writer's guide. 2 to 2, right, eat and sleep away. 2 to 3, eat and sleep away, step away. 7, right, eat. Decompress, 2D in life. Inches, Tommy till 11, knock off at 7. Let's see.
Alan, this letter might come from out of the blue, but do you remember when you told me about Bobby falling behind on reading? Looks like we're there with Tommy. We knew he was struggling when we came up here, but his teacher gave us a list of books for him to work on over the break and said we should see how he responded to the change in environment. She gave us a few sample readings and told us to keep an eye on how he was grasping the concepts. Tommy still isn't there, and long story short, the pediatrician in town knows a specialist who gave us some exercises to try. They seem pretty straightforward, but I wanted to write and see if you had any tips that helped you guys with Bobby. Damn. Just realized I didn't even ask how you've been. I'm sorry. This stuff is just a lot to think about. Dan.
See. Can't get it.
It'll be fun.
Right. What's this? What the treatment? And dedicated right there. What's up?
Dan and I had a good conversation today. Well, we'll have to wait and see if it was actually good, but I feel like I got my point across about family time. We've been getting a little frayed on the little things lately, and it reminded me of something Anne said one time. Love is a behavior, not an emotion. If something's important to you, you show it with your actions. We weren't doing so well with that before we got here. I told Dan my idea. I want us all to eat together at 7 every night, with family time after that. Tommy's wiped out by 8:30, so we'd get a solid hour and a half as a family, and then Dan and I could have the rest of the night to ourselves. And I think 7's a reasonable request. The rest of the working world knocks off at 5, right? It doesn't really matter what we do with the time, just that we spend it together. It's easy to make excuses when you've got a lot going on, which is why patterns help. I hope he feels the same way. Hey, honey, what you doing?
Blasting off.
Farmer's market. Obviously, the mom's being there.
Here we go.
Must be something.
Barb, sorry it's been so long since I've written. Things have been hectic around here, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get things back on track. I don't really want to get into it, but we're getting pulled in a lot of different directions right now. Nothing hurtful, just competing priorities, I guess. Although those can get worse and worse over time. I mean, Dan and I, before we got up here, we'd started to drift. Look at that. I said I didn't want to get into it, and I did anyway. Enough about me. Please tell me you're doing well, and I hope this doesn't stress you out too much. I promise to write a happier letter soon. Yours always, Linda.
Hey,
Alright.
check this out.
So what's going on, Mr. Dan Ibiki?
And as for last weekend, I can't stop wondering what kind of advice Tynan would have had for Act 2. It's still a mess. I tried to work on it, but it was impossible to get anything done with so much going on. Although I guess I did flex a little creativity. I came up with an impressive number of errands to run just to get out of the house.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have snapped. I just...
Well. What's on your thoughts? The door to my office is closed. Oh, where's the little boy? There he is. What's going on, little boy? He's drawn again? Dang, the boy is still depressed.
Will it make me smarter?
Honey, listen to me. You are smart.
Oh dear. Do the Lonnie book every morning.
Thank you.
Where is the mommy? Where did she go? Oh, there she is. What's going on with you?
Wow, you're right. I guess we've just been so busy.
We barely talked yesterday.
Wow, you're right. I guess we've just been so busy.
I'm sure Mom and Dad would have liked to have been the only visitors in the house, but they understood the bad timing and were glad to see us at all. With so much going on, I didn't get a chance to talk to her about things with Dad. I need to try and call or write when they get back home. I hope they're okay.
Okay. Well,
Hi,
tell me
Mom.
your thoughts. Table overnight. Is the table?
Like it always.
Where's the table? Okay. Table. Mr. Guy. Well, we're gonna have to focus on his little work. Door to his office. Yeah, we'll do that. What's going on? The Diary of K. Williams. I have decided and I am sure of my decision. I do not know which is right or wrong, and that my choice is my own. It took 3 days, 3 days alone, letting whatever common influences here guide my thoughts. I thought about Jane and talked with her, Jane in my mind. I know that this is right. I cannot think about the path not taken, only one ahead. Don't tell me. So if you're playing stealth mode, you're basically playing as thoughts of a dead person? Down here? That's crazy talk. Better. Dear. Back to how things were. Figure it out. Missed this chance. Let's do it. Why not? We gotta help the little boy as much as can. Alright. Alright. When Dan couldn't come up with a schedule that worked for everyone, he made the decision to protect his working hours. He asked not to be disturbed. If his office doors were closed, and for the rest of the summer he'd stuck to a strict schedule with dedicating writing time every day. At the same time, and Dan found a way to be there for the first half of Tommy's morning session. It was hard for Tommy to understand why his father, a writer, couldn't be there for the whole session, but he learned to accept what his father was willing to offer. As for family time, Linda and Tommy got used to eating dinner without Dan, and most nights he stopped working just long enough to kiss Tommy goodnight before heating up the dinner in the oven. Dan and Linda still found time to catch up between nights, but most of the day their ships passing night, each on their own course. And so, chapter 10 or 9, sure. The road ahead. What's going to happen? The summer came to an end, and Dan faced a difficult decision. What's going on? Mr. Kaplan, after additional consideration, I'd like to augment my recognition. I believe that the best course of action will continue tutoring this school year. It will be important to coordinate with his teachers and make sure that lessons are aligned. As before, encouragement from both of you is a critical component. Mr. Kaplan, I have no observed that Tommy looks to you in particular for validation, which I believe comes from a connection he's made with your profession. If at all possible, you should be part of this tutoring. Although Miss Kaplan is more capable of aiding him as well, I know I haven't overstepped my bounds by contacting him. Tommy is a bright boy, and I think that the proper support he cannot only catch up but excel. I understand you'll be leaving town shortly. Please don't hesitate to contact me by phone during the school year. I can be with help. Dr. Donald Samuels. Really grow. What's going on, woman? Linda, I'm pleased to meet you. Well, I'm surprised we never met, considering how small our community is, but this sounds like you may not have been active as you might. Regardless, I'm really secure. What works at a high level? Artists who use their work for the betterment of a city. We host fundraisers gallery during Jackson. Pay no unpaid courses and use the food bank. Our free courses are part of the Pioneer program we recently started. We provide a safe place for victims of violence. These are our AAE chapter and feet. The program is still in the early stage, but it's very exciting. I'd like to talk about you about joining in person when you return to Warrington. There's a packet somewhere, I believe. What's this? Mr. Copeland, you have received a decision about assistance. Applicants for position after careful review. Fill your history of the university and says, give you a unique connection with our students. We apologize for late decision, but as ministry for the review, budget review and the position was only recently approved for hire. We'll provide for temporary housing for you during speed transition, but leave your answer as soon as possible. Alright. What's going on, Mr.